It's Thursday, another week almost over. Let's sail into the weekend with another Build the Titanic today on Brickscale Studio. Welcome back to Brickscale Studio. My name is Jeff. Thank you so much for joining me. So this week we continue working on that Promenade deck. So it's a deck that's going to go under the deck that the funnels are on that we completed. And of course, you know, we've been having that curling veneer problem, which we will continue to have in this episode. But let's get into the build video and then we can talk about that after. All right, here we are with issue 69. Looks like we get another deck piece and some more veneer, and we'll be assembling that. Here's the parts pack for issue 69. All right, so here are the parts. Looks like we got some more curled up veneer pieces. We have the second section of the Promenade deck, and then we have a first-class stairway. So again, what we're going to be doing, let me flip this over, is we're going to be installing the veneer again, which was going to take some effort, but we will get it in the end. And then we're going to be installing this staircase. So let's get the veneer going. And I'm not super concerned about getting it all to lay flat at this point because I'm going to end up coming back over it probably with some super glue to get those stubborn parts that are just refusing to lay down. Flip this over and we're going to be putting in this staircase. It looks like it's going in just like so with some AP screws. All right. And then we're going to take the horribly peeling section that we had in the last issue, and we're going to turn this over, and that's going to sit on just like so. And again, we've got AP screws. All right, so we've got that in there. Yeah, this is just crazy. So that is it for issue 69. So I'm going to set this aside for a second. So here is issue 70. And another piece of decking, which I'm sure this will be all curled up as well, and then we're going to attach it to what we have been working on. So here are the parts for issue 70. All right, so sure enough, let's see, we have two pieces here. Actually, we're going this way, and these are going to go on just like so. This one, not curled up quite so bad, but this one, my goodness. Get that to lay a little flatter. It's looking pretty good right now, but I'm sure it's going to curl up as, yeah, we're already getting some curling here. Okay, and then of course we are going to be attaching it to this piece. And this piece is just not, these ones were awful. Yeah, I will work on this off camera. So it looks like, let's see. This is going to go on just like so. Again, with some AP screws. Alright, and that goes there. And that is it for issue 70. So let's move on to the LEGO side. All right, here we are on the LEGO side. So in the last episode, we started working on this whole piece. So we're going to continue on with steps 151 through 165. Oh, right. That's actually the end, through the end of 164. We didn't go to 165 because that is the end of this bag of parts. So rather than open a whole new bag of parts to do one step, we'll just wait until the next episode and we'll do an extra step in the next episode. So that will do it for the LEGO portion. All right, so to recap what we have done in this episode, on the LEGO side, we just keep continuing building up sort of the framework for this next hull piece. And then I'm sure in the next episode, we will continue building this up. And then on the scale model side, we are completing these deck portions and we're struggling with our veneer curling up, so I will address that off camera. I'm recording some of these back to back, so in the next episode you might still see some of this curling, but after that I will have it rectified. So that is it for episode 35. All right, so that deck just keeps growing. And like I said, eventually we'll be sandwiching that underneath the deck piece with the funnels on it. So we're kind of working from the top down on the decking. And as I mentioned in the introduction, the veneer continues to be an issue. But also, as I mentioned in the build portion, I do tend to do a couple episodes at a time, like record them. So in the next episode, there will still be the curling deck pieces, but then after that one is done, I glue it all down and make sure that it's all solid. So the next build episode after next week, so I believe it would be episode 49, we should have that deck all secured down. So let's do our summary really quick. All right, on the scale model side, we completed 7 steps and used 7 parts. On the LEGO side, 25 steps and 128 parts. Total to date on the scale model, 445 steps and 800 parts. On the LEGO side, 995 steps and 4,266 parts. All right, so we're getting real close to that halfway point. I believe around 4,500 pieces on the LEGO side would be about halfway. So we still keep making steady progress. So next week, finally, on Tuesday, we'll be doing the 2026 modular shopping street. I know that I mentioned in a previous video a few weeks ago how I was like having trouble coming back after the holidays and all that good stuff. And that would not actually be the case for Shopping Street. I've just been putting it off because the modulars, as I've mentioned before, are my favorite LEGO theme. I look forward to them every year. So I've kind of just been putting it off because once I do it, then it's done. And I have to wait a whole nother, almost a whole year for the 2027 modulars. So I've been kind of savoring it and holding on to it and not wanting it to be over. But I've finally reached the point where I kind of can't stand it anymore. I really am curious to get building and get it put together. So look forward to that on Tuesday. Then, of course, on Saturday, we have another Build the Batmobile. That is coming right along. We're starting to build put together some big body pieces for the scale model. Especially on the rear end of the vehicle, that's really starting to come together. So check that out on Saturday. And we recently just gave away a Star Wars LEGO AT-AT set to one lucky viewer who participated in our 500 subscriber giveaway. So we hit that milestone a few weeks ago. So our next milestone will be 1,000 subscribers. And then when we hit that milestone, we'll be giving away a brand new sealed in-box copy of the LEGO Endurance. It's a 3,000 plus piece set. It is an historical ship from the early 20th century revolving around Antarctic exploration. Very cool build. I have my own copy that I've already built and done a video on, so check that out on the channel if you haven't watched that already. If you're interested and if you haven't hit that subscribe button, definitely hit that subscribe button so you know when we hit 1,000 so you can enter the giveaway. Also, hitting that subscribe button is totally free. Doesn't cost you anything. Just lets you know when new videos come out. And remember to like, share, and comment on the videos. That also helps the algorithm serve it up to more people. And of course, as always, until we see each other again, happy building, take care, be kind to each other, and I'll see you soon.